Good afternoon. My name is Marcus Hawley, and I first would like to say thank you for the opportunity to present myself as a candidate for the Director of Operations position with the Rural Opportunity Institute. I'm really grateful. So I'm interested in this position primarily because of the mission of the organization. The mission stood out to me. The work stands out to me. And I wanted to be part of it, to be able to work in, a community, specifically the rural community, serving those who are a lot of times underserved, underrepresented, vulnerable. Those are the populations of people that I am so encouraged by, I'm so motivated by, I'm inspired by, because they don't have a lot of the opportunities and the resources that those of us who grow up in more of a metropolitan area kind of have. So working with these community members and organizations is something that I love. It's something that I've been doing for years. So this opportunity completely stood out to me. On top of that, the person who actually sent it to me, because I didn't even see the job, as soon as she sent it, she said, "I believe this job is for you. Like, this has you written all over it." And I was like, okay, well, let me take a look. What is this position all about? What is the Rural Opportunity Institute? Let me read more up on the organization. And reading up on the organization and seeing the mission and the work that is being done, has already been done and is continuing to be done as you all expand your organization, I was like, I really want to be a part. This is absolutely who I am. The whole, just this entire application process, the time that you all took to write up the FAQs and just give background about the organization and the position in particular, and just really present this as like, hey, this is who we are. This is what we do. Like, it's exactly who I am. So I think that all of those things together, are huge to me. And I believe that those are the things that called me to this position, and I think make me a perfect fit. Working with the community, the whole aspect of human-centered design. Like, I think that's one of the best things when dealing with the community. This whole aspect of, or perspective of, empathy when designing, I think it's perfect for working with communities. So I believe and I know that this makes me a perfect fit for this position and this organization. And I am grateful that I have the opportunity to apply. So thank you. So to tell you about a specific time when I set a vision and built some systems and stuff around it, I want to give you a little bit of background about where I'm going to go with that, and that is a community organization. So majority of the application, you asked about professional experiences, and I, of course, answered those because of my professional experiences, but I also have some experiences within the community with organizations that I've helped co-found or have worked with. And one that I'm really proud of, that we founded in 2017, is called Rebel Running. I'm an avid runner, and my co-founder is also an avid runner. We've run together before we started the organization. We started running together in like 2014. Myself, I started running seriously in 2011. And one of the things that we always came across was we would see, doing races, joining run clubs and just running whenever I'm out of town, I always run, or I always, connect with a run group or a run club out wherever I am to try to run with them just to see different scenery. One of the things that I always saw was like, there are a group of people, or, groups of people that are missing from these groups, these communities. And those were like Black and brown people. And that was one of the things that, like, I questioned, like, what is the problem? Why is it that, these people are not being reached? What are the channels that are being used to reach these people? Do these people feel called to these organizations, or do they feel like they won't be welcomed? Are they not comfortable? And so, just having these discussions with my co-founder as we were running, we kind of hit this same kind of like conclusion, like, well, I think we should probably start our own, you know. And so one day he made a post on Instagram just about one of his runs, and what he said in the post, it just inspired me to just do a complete brain dump. And from just doing that brain dump, I had at least 2 pages of just things that I felt like we could do with a run group, and how we could build it. So scheduled a meeting with him. We got together, we talked about it, and I mean, immediately he was like, I'm on board, let's do this. And from there, we took a few months to really organize, get some things in place. So we built some social media pages. We built out an email, and we said, let's do it. And from there, we brought on some other people that kind of helped us form a core team of people to really get the word out. So the process was, we had these things that we wanted to hit. We were going to do the run on Monday nights. We were going to do it at 6:45 at night so that people could come after they got off work, but they had a little bit of time to go home and change and then come. We wanted to have an organization where people felt connected, where people felt included, where people felt seen and valued. We wanted to have this community where people engage with one another, not just come run and leave. Of course, that's an option, but we wanted so much more. We wanted to build this community. And I must say that is exactly what we did. And I think it's been bigger. I know it's been bigger than anything that we even expected. And so some of the processes that we used, we were consistent online. We were consistent on Instagram as our primary platform that we use, but we also use Facebook. But Instagram, we are posting often, about our runs. We are, having pictures taken. We're making sure that we reach out to people, and that we are engaging with the community online. We're making sure that we're engaging with the people that we meet, the new people that we meet when we are, running. All of those things are important. All of those things are building relationship. All of those things have worked for us, and it's been a great outcome. We've been able to scale to almost 1,000 followers online, and then that was pre-pandemic. We dropped some after the pandemic, but we were able to scale to almost 1,000, or a little over 1,000 followers online. We've had over 250 people that have come and run with us. Some really, really consistent. They're there every time we run on Mondays or Saturdays, or have any kind of special fitness or running events. They're there to support. They're there to work out. They're there to just, again, be in the community. And so we've just seen this really robust, beautiful community be built. And that was something that, when we thought about community, I don't even think that we thought it would be like this. And it's amazing. It's been great. And we're happy to say and happy to see that it continues. My effort in this role with Rebel Running was primarily as a co-founder, but as someone who was more of the, I guess, the background person. So organization wise, building out our back end as far as, having Google be our platform that we use to communicate with the other core members when we're having meetings, setting up standing meetings, doing a lot of the operational things that need to be done to make sure that we can move forward. When we connected with a business downtown to host us, making sure that we had everything in place, contract with them, a waiver to make sure that our runners and that we are protected, those different things like that. So that was one of my big primary efforts. And I was really, really big in the very, very beginning, getting our social media and people to follow us, and making sure, again, that we were really, really engaged with the people, with our online community, because that is how we grew to the level we're at now, and that's how people still find us. is our Instagram page, our Facebook page. We get messages there all the time. Even during the pandemic, people were looking for us and we were like, we don't feel safe yet, so we're not going to come out. But, people wanted it. People needed it. And but that's been my primary effort, is really making sure that operationally we can stay up to par in front of people, that we continue to see the value in ourselves, but also that people can see the value in us. And yeah, so that's been huge. We are successful. We have been overwhelmingly successful. I think our largest run to date has been, of course, this was pre-pandemic, was around 70 runners. And when I say completely mind blown, just never expected for us to get to 70 people running on a Monday night of all things, right? And so when I think of success, I see that, and I think that just after the pandemic or during the pandemic, getting messages from people on our social media pages, like, when are y'all going to start back running? It's the summertime 2020. Like, we still don't know about this thing, but people are like, I need to run. I need to run. I want to run with a group. Like, I just feel, my mental health is off, or I just need to be around people. We didn't feel safe, so we didn't want to do it. But it just showed me and my co-founder how much people valued the group, you know? And I think another way we have been successful is just the fact that, we're pretty much a voluntary group, but the people who have stepped up to want to help because they do value the group so much, they value the community so much. Because of Rebel, there have been friendships and bonds that have been spawned that I think is beautiful. I thought these people were friends before they met, but when I talked to them, they're like, no, we met at the Run Club, and they've built and created this beautiful friendship and this bond outside of the run. I think that's success. I know that's success. And I would say we are overwhelmingly successful. One of the most challenging things about this experience is that we don't have a lot of funding. So anything that we've done, we've self-funded, or we've had to have, put money up front for anything that we've wanted to do, whether we want to have like a holiday social, or, we want to sell merchandise like t-shirts and headbands and stuff like that. All of that money kind of comes out of our pockets. And so I think that has been one of the biggest challenges of this experience. But because of my experience working in research and working in the grant world, I know that there's grants always available. And so I know that that is a challenge that that we can face and we can conquer, should we be able to get some funding. I'm actually happy to say that I submitted for a grant just a couple days ago, and I believe that we could actually get the grant, which would help us tremendously. One of the other challenges, which really just emerged, was because of the pandemic. Two of our core members, our core team, had to drop off just because of job, responsibilities and different things like that kind of emerged during the pandemic. They're no longer with us. So it's back to just myself and the co-founder, and it puts a lot more pressure on us to make sure we get things done. But so that's been a bit challenging. But I know that we both love running. We didn't start this just because. So I know we're going to meet the challenge because we're runners, and we're definitely going to do it. So yeah, I would say those are probably our two biggest challenges right now. But mostly I would say a lot of it is funding. Yeah. A lesson that I learned is just do it. Go with your heart, go with your gut, um, and just do it. I think, I know, had we not done this back in 2017, there would still be a gap. You know, I would still love running. I would still be running with the run clubs that, I run with in addition to ours, but there would be this gap. You know, I would we saw a void. We saw a problem and, you know, said, "Hey, like let's be the solution to that problem." And so I think that that was a lesson that I learned is when you see a problem, a lot of times you're not the only person that sees or feels that problem. Um, and so many times I think it's challenging or it's scary, it's uncomfortable because it's a new thing. But I think that the challenge and the the lesson in all of it is that we have to get, comfortable being uncomfortable. And so if that is like seeing a problem and saying, well, how can I be a solution? Who do I talk to? Um, and I think that was one of the biggest lessons learned is to definitely go with your gut and solve the problem or figure out how you can solve the problem.